Adding products to our website in a bulk way, we will use an application with the name ISVI Pro. This application integrates with Virtual Mart, and it has a number of shortcuts on its main page, which you can use to make changes to the application. I'm not going to be looking at these different advanced features, as they in their default values are more than you would need, and so you would usually just go to processes, and if you were to go through the menu, you would go to this link here or that one there. So arriving on the page called processes, there are different templates that has already been set up for you. Templates that is sort of the framework from which we can start. So there is a template for importing products, there is a template for exporting products. Now the best way to get a nice example of how your Excel spreadsheet should look like is to export the products that are already in the shop and then use that spreadsheet as your example. If you don't have any products in your shop, then I would suggest adding at least one or two products to different categories in the methods that we looked at in the previous set when we worked on the interface of the Virtual Mart, and then come here and export those, just so that you can see how it will look in the spreadsheet itself. Now we will then select the template we're going to work with and click open. Once we've done that, it will load the template and all the different options for that template here at the bottom. You see the field, the file, the field, the options, the layout, the email, the shipping, and the limit. Now most of these you do not need to change anything at all, because the default values in itself is more than enough. I just usually make this one change in the file section, and that is to change this to Excel. That is if you are using Excel. So if you toggle this to yes, it actually makes this file Excel friendly, which is a nice added feature. Further, you won't need to change anything really. Then with files, in files is really what you would call your spreadsheet's columns, right? So there's the product code, or what we call SKU, name, manufacturer, price, related products, category, parent products, published, in stock, file URL, thumb. And I've added this custom title as well as custom value as well as custom price. I've also added file URL and file thumb, those last 5 columns to this to the field list. Now if these were not there, you could add them yourself. There are two more that we need to add that is quite important, and that is product description and product short description. So you would basically go to this little section here, and there's a drop down, and we would go to product description. There it is, and click on this add button. Once you've done that, it will reload the page and it will add this product description to the end of the list. Then we want to add products description, the short one. So that's product SDESC, that's for description. Again, click the add button and then it will reload and add it to the bottom of the list. Now as you can see, you could also add your meta, where is it? Your meta description, your meta keywords per product through this bulk method. You would simply add these fields to the spreadsheet. Now I'm not going to do that now, but as you can see, there are these possibilities to many different other. If you're going to be working with weight, weight and maybe some extra features here, just look through the list and export those. First make some changes in the interface that implements those things, then export them to see how it will look in the spreadsheet. Okay, so there is the list of everything I think we would need to export. Just a quick overview of this. Custom title, custom value, custom price. This is in relations to products that you want to add a little extra features to it. Like, for example, if you have a shoe and you want to say 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. So the client can select the size or such things. Also color and all these. Remember, we looked at the custom fields in the shop end, back end, and we did look at all the different custom fields that are set up there by default that you could make use of through these fields. We'll look at how that's done. Okay, then with options, you don't really need to make any changes here as well. Your layout, nothing needs to change here. Now the email, this section here gives you the ability to actually email this whole list of products to an email address. So you would change destination from download to email the file, then enter the email address to which you want to email this, and any CC or BC email addresses, the subject line, and a little note. And then it will actually take this file and email it to that person. You can do this on using a cron command, chronicle like cron command, which we would set up on the server side. If you would like to make use of a cron command, which would then, let's say, every week or every day export all your products and email it to an address, then you would just communicate with us and we will set that up for you. But for our purposes today, we're just simply going to do a download, and we're not going to set up anything here. Neither are we going to make any changes in these more advanced settings. So in options, nothing changes. We've added our fields. Now, before we can go on, we must first save this template. This template has actually not been saved with the changes that we have made. So we want this to be an Excel friendly one, so we change that to yes. And now we go to save as new, because we don't want to override basically the example, the default. We'll just save as new and call this product export, and that is the first one. Sorry, export. The first one we've made, and say OK. So now it will save that as a template, and we can always reuse it simply by selecting it and say open. Now, so we've set up our template. Let's export that then. Next, by clicking on process, it'll immediately start downloading this template, and you could click on save in folder. Sorry, not save, open, show in folder. And then once it opens that folder, double click on that little icon of the file, and there you have it. There is the products that are currently in the shop with their image URL, as well as their descriptions and any other information that is with them. Now we also would like to then import these products. We might want to make a few changes, or we might want to add a number of products to this spreadsheet. Now we have an example to work with. There is a few things that we need to change. We'll look at that in the next video. But so far we've been able to export the products, and to import them we will basically need to load this example of a product import. Click open. Importing a product is very much similar. The only difference would be that instead of taking the file down, you'll be bringing it up. We need to look at our list here. Now I've already come and added to this default file name, thumb, custom title, custom value, custom price, description, short description. If these are not done, you can add them, and then again do the very same thing by saying save as new and call this product import and 1 for as a template for yourself to use in the future. There is a little extra change that we want to amend here, and that is the path. It says here images. Now we want it to process the images, but we do not want it to create image names. We do not want it to, change cases or anything. In fact, we don't really want it to do anything else but process the column in which the images is found. That's all we want. Now we look at the path that is in relations to the images. And as we know, it's the default path. Suggested path is images, stories, virtual mart, and product. And we'll just simply paste that in there. And so those are the only other settings we would want to make sure is been made. We've already looked at our fields. They are all there in the same order as it is in the export document. And then we would just click save to save it into this template that we have created for any future use. So we have set up all those. Now next we will quickly look at the template that we've exported and make some amendments to that and append more products and then import those into our shop.